Woo! What you say there? What you say there? What you say there? It's your boy Uniqo Williams. And do you know? You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. It's it's Baller Friday. Yeah. With your boy Uniqo Williams, and this is also another episode of Friday Night Lights with Uniqo Williams, and it's okay. We can say Friday Night Lights because it's with Uniqo Williams. And today, obviously, I got my boy Zelmay in the house. Zelmay, how you doing today, brother?
We blessed, highly favored. It's Baller Friday.
It's Baller Friday, coming at you straight from 6th Street in beautiful Austin, Texas. My boy Ghost is out there buying all the ladies drinks right now. So while he's occupied, we're going to talk about a little bit of sports. And so to start things off today, we need to go ahead and give somebody some flowers today. We want to say congrats to LeBron James. Now, let me tell you why. I'm gonna show you why. Man, I'm trying to do two things at once. Wrong thing. Anyway, whatever. LeBron James just passed Magic Johnson on the all-time leading assist leaders. He is now number 6. That LeBron James is. So we want to say congrats to LeBron, and also they got a big win tonight against Giannis. They played amazing. They got a lot from the big three of the Lakers. Anthony Davis appears to have returned. He did this against the Greek Freak. LeBron James did what he does. And and also Russell Westbrook is doing what he's been doing ever since he was cool. He became cool with coming off the bench and taking his role, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. And he's giving us that stuff. So we definitely want to say shout out to LeBron James. Any thoughts on that, brother Zelmay?
Man, shout out to AD. AD is balling. He is balling ever since SGI play well. So that is one thing we all know from the Lakers. Russ came off the bench. He's playing well. Austin Reeves found his place on the team. Well, right now. Let me go ban.
Appreciate it. Shout out to our homies over here that this is inciting them, but we'll give them a little shout out. What the fuck?
I don't know. They are.
Thank you, man.
They are blocked in the stream
thank you,
now,
bot.
so I don't.
Thank you.
Yeah,
hold on, I was trying to hide that. Man, but man, we got some sports news to get into today. So first off, let's start off with brother AB. Brother AB, better known as Antonio Brown. Yeah, I almost called him Bryant, like he was the series acclaimed wide receiver one time for the Steelers. But man, listen, AB is back at it again. Let's take a look at what the news is at this point. News being, hold on, I just had the picture up. Hold on. Antonio Brown, after domestic violence incident with his ex-fiancee, the suspect threw a shoe at the victim, striking her in the ponytail. Antonio Brown is on the police's radar once again after authorities were called for a domestic violence incident at his home. Now, this came on the heels of his the mother of 4 of his 6 children. Apparently, she's been staying at the crib, and everything's been copacetic. But I don't know if this is like the wide receiver rule, where like your hand is an extension of the football or what have you. AB is back at it again. Zelmay, what do we make of this?
Listen, the ponytail is part of the person, so you are liable to be sued or in prison. Just like if I went to Joe's house right now and snatched his hat off, that's considered on his persons, even though this is more on his person because that's actually a part of her body. But this is actually, even unless it's a weave, of course, but it's still attached to her body. But the same thing, if I took Joe's hat off, Joe could sue me for a lot of money just because I attacked his persons. That's a law. You learned it in business school, as you learned that how you deal with certain aspects of business and how you be an employer and how you have to understand that if your employees act out of hand, you have to fire them. Why must you fire them? Because they attacked the person, even if it was to snatch something from them, which is also why Walmart and other companies tell you do not accuse someone of stealing, do not take something from someone if they're stealing or whatever, unless you are an approved security officer. So.
See, Zelmay, you take my hat off, I'm gonna call it defamation, and then I'm gonna just go from there. And then we'll handle. If you like step on my, if you take my hat off and you step on it, I'm going to hit you with defamation, and I'm gonna hit you with assault charges. Period. Now, I'm domestic violence is not cool. Is not. People just keep your hands to yourself, man. Um, there's some things that people feel like is the norm. They're saying the intent was to strike her in the head. That was the intent. I don't believe. See, if you said Peyton Manning struck his wife in the ponytail with a shoe, you'd be like, he might have really been aiming for it. I might believe that. Maybe it's more plot. It's more probable that.
Are you saying that Peyton Manning is not accurate?
No, I'm saying like Peyton Manning might be like, I really was going for her ponytail, and I'm
Oh,
Peyton
okay. I get it.
Manning. I'm Peyton Manning. I don't miss. If I wanted to hit her in the head, I would have hit her in the head. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's Antonio Brown, who's a wide receiver who's more used to catching footballs opposed to throwing them. So, they're saying the intent was the head. But so we're gonna keep an eye on that. Actually, something crazy was going on. The police actually went to go serve him in the warrant. They stood out there, and he was in the house allegedly. And they spoke to AB's lawyers and all that stuff, and they came out there and they told AB, "We are not going anywhere." And they had the microphone. They had the microphone on, like it was megaphone. It was like, Antonio Brown, we're not going anywhere. And he just stayed in the house. So I mean, I guess it goes back to the old episode of Alligator Man from Atlanta. I don't have to do shit if I ain't done shit. And he never walked out his house. And so the police just stood out there. So that's it. We'll keep y'all posted on AB.
Are they still out there today?
Oh, they still standing. they out there like Fox News.
Joe, we got on the scene. We have to get someone on the scene to ask the police what are they doing out there. If we say overall, we gotta get overall 99 Media polo shirts. By the way, go to overall 99 Media. The link tree should be in the description, so you can go and get that merch, and then you can be our on-site coming down.
I agree that we should be able to take me off a camera real quick, and then I come back on scene outside Antonio Brown and just. That's right, Zelmay. We are outside Antonio Brown's palatial estate in Fort Lauderdale, where this man has been showing out. Now, as you can see on the lawn, all of her clothes are on the lawn. We have reason to believe that she did not do that. And then I guess the kids were there too, and they said we don't want to go in there when Daddy gets like this. It's a sad situation. It's a very sad thing. So prayers up for him and his family. 100% for sure. God bless it, AB. Stay out of the doggone news. But somebody that can't stay out of the doggone news is our good friend Kanye West. Now, Kanye West, he went on a whole Alex Jones. Even Alex Jones looked kind of decent during this show, and he actually was even trying to like reel Kanye in a little bit during this show on InfoWars. That was on December 1st, that episode. And Kanye was just going on doing what he does. But this is a sports show. So why am I bringing up Kanye? And well, somebody caught a stray. So after Kanye does all this stuff, he goes on Twitter, and now Kanye is banned from Twitter again, suspended from Twitter, if you will. Elon Musk did it personally after Kanye put up a swastika / Star of David symbol on Twitter like I'm just trying to bring y'all together.
Wait a
That
minute, Joe. Joe, I got breaking news on the scene from AB. We have breaking news. This is similar. George Bush showed up randomly to his house, and let's see what AB does. He's meeting with somebody around AB house to get the situation handled. Oh my God! AB threw another shoe. Joe, I don't know. Oh, Joe, we have to get out. Oh, Joe, I don't understand.
Oh my gosh, did we lose the feed?
We
Did
lost
we
the
lose the
feed, Joe.
feed? We
We
lost the
lost the
feed.
feed.
Did the shoe ricochet and hit our technicians out there?
It might have did, Joe.
Oh my goodness. Let's keep President Bush because I think he has something to say. I think he's on his way to Kanye next to ask if does Kanye like black people. I don't know. 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 But it is what it is. But the reason hey, shout out to you on that one. See, that's how we do. We get better, y'all. All right. So here's the deal, Banana Peel. As he's doing all this stuff, somebody caught a stray. And that person was Christopher Paul, number 3, CP3, if you will, of the what you call it, the Phoenix Suns, who was teammates with Devin Booker, who Devin Booker has ties to Kylie Jenner, if you will. And this is what Kanye had to say. He did not have that to say. He had this to say. So his second to last tweet, his last tweet was him putting up a picture of Elon Musk and all that, being whatever. He was fat shaming. Anyway, let's break one last window before we get out of here. I caught this guy with Kim. Good night. Now, for those of you that don't know, that is Chris Paul. That is not Cliff Paul. That is not Cliff Paul. That was Chris Paul.
Oh, I was pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was Cliff Paul.
Kanye West is
he still wasn't Cliff?
He's alleging that he caught Kim with Chris Paul. Zelmay, thoughts on this straight?
Hey man, listen. I think he got it wrong. It probably was Cliff Paul. Chris, he said he has nothing to do with it. He has never ever been with Kim Kardashian. It might was Cliff Paul. Cliff Paul is known to be a good neighbor, and you know what they say about good neighbors.
I know what they say about State Farm, and I like a lot about State Farm. Do you hear me? Don't worry about that. Man, that was a stray. But at the end of the day,
girl gone bad.
So, listen, I haven't seen a stray like this since on an NBA player. I have not seen a stray like this ever since Tony Parker got hit with a bottle in his eye at the club in the middle of a brawl between Drake and Chris Brown's people over Rihanna. I ain't seen a stray like this in a minute. I'm just not. I mean, if y'all don't remember Tony Parker back in like 2013, it was all at the club, and boy caught a stray, man. Caught a stray bottle. It had nothing to do with him. But at any rate, what do you think these allegations are true? Because Chris Paul's camp has come out and said that this is untrue. This is untrue. But I can see a scenario where that happens, where I'm D-Book, I'm Devin Booker, and my OG is over here. And you know, Kylie is in my ear like, I really think that Chris Paul is cute. Like Kim said that. Kim said that Chris Paul is cute. So what you gonna do? I'm D-Book. Hey, CP, man. Kim was over there talking real zesty about you yesterday. CP3 might have been like, what's up? Tell her I said, what's up?
Millionaire. Yo, isn't this one like the easiest one to go through and not have to deal with? You just be like, hey, listen, did you hear what that man was saying? Do you really believe him? Do you really believe this man?
I think it's an easy out. I think he has an easy out. I think he has a very easy out. He can always be like, man, this dude has a man. Why he bring me up? Oh, because I'm part of the banana boat crew. Okay, he must be trying to get at LeBron. That that's what I'm thinking. Like, he already attacked LeBron and all them and Shaq. So he's like, Chris Paul, you attached to them too. So let me go ahead. Chris Paul's a married man. He has a family. He is the president of the NBA Players Association. And some might say that there's emphasis on the player part of Players Association. I don't believe it. I hate to say it, man. At this point, I can't really believe nothing that come out of Kanye mouth at this point. But Chris Paul caught a super stray.
That was so random too. He was like, "Hey, bro, before I get banned after I said that Balenciaga is good, this is good. Y'all want to know something random?" Everybody like, "What, Kanye?" I caught Chris Paul my wife, and then he got banned. I was like, "What?"
Why was that not like if you gonna air her? Okay, let's talk about who he aired her out about. He aired her out about Drake allegedly, right? Who else did he say? He said some other celebrities, correct?
He said,
That 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 he that allegedly Kim was with.
he was just throwing out all kind of names. He was just like, "Hey, listen, if you was rich and you a celebrity, I got you. I got you."
Well, Chris Paul was out for tonight's game due to a heel. Some people were saying it's a heel turn, like in wrestling terms. Um, somebody say it was a heel because his wife put her foot up his ass after she heard about that. I mean, this is man, that dude got a family. That's Kanye is clowning right there. Like that's I get it if that's your wife and if that really happened, but I don't know. I don't know. So we're gonna keep that story. We're gonna follow that and see how true that is. But next up, man, a big week in regards to international sports. We had the World Cup. So the World Cup's been going on now. I'm not a big soccer guy. I'm not a huge soccer guy like that. I can watch it, but I can play some FIFA. I haven't bought it, but I can play it, right?
Football,
Um,
football,
football.
football.
And so some of the fun narratives that we got, especially from the United States, some of the fun narratives were we had United States versus United Kingdom or UK, England, whatever the team is set up as. We had that, and there was this like, oh, if America win, it's called soccer from now on. It's not called football. You know what I'm saying? So like that's been a funny narrative. We're what was it called? The Revolutionary War? Yeah, the Revolutionary
Yeah.
War, round two. Like very fun stuff. People was making fun of English breakfast, and I guess the UK had some funny jokes about America. They probably weren't that funny. They're probably talking about our gun situation, honestly. But that being said, uh there's some
Second
political
Amendment,
stuff.
baby.
Let's go. In my Afro comic voice. Let's go.
Are you registered, Joe? Do you have the British are coming?
The British are coming to play soccer or football, indoor football. So,
I
but
was
there's
gonna make
other
a
stuff.
joke, but we'll get banned from it. I learned from Kanye and Kyrie.
So, yeah. So there's some other stuff though that's it's not just about soccer. Is this World Cup reminded me a lot about those Olympics back in whenever World War II was going on. And I think it was held in Germany at the time. No, it was held somewhere. Um, but at any rate, Hitler's there, and he's watching the Germany people. But there's a lot of political stuff going on. Like Iran is like, yo, if y'all don't win this, first of all, there's like Iran won. So they was like, everybody's gonna get gifted get this gift when they get back. And then it became like, if y'all don't win this game against America, I don't know what we can say about your family. So when you be mingling and bringing Americans over to like Europe and stuff like this, they got a different set of rules and laws that they ride with that we don't do that kind of thing. Like they have government officials that can legit unalive people and nothing gonna happen because this is our country, our government, our rules, and y'all can't tell us nothing. Have you heard any type of other news outside of that? I did hear that there was an alleged somebody got killed by a state official for speaking out or something to that effect against the government or something. I know that they were banning some of the LGBTQ community armbands that some countries were saying our team better not wear that. What you see anything else in the World Cup? Because I'm actually more interested in the political aspect of it. But if it ever comes down to a United States in the finals, I'm tuning in. I think that'll be fun to watch.
Let's watch it live, Joe. Fully geared up in red, white, and blue. I'm gonna wrap up in a flag.
I
But
have an American flag hat, which is 100% against all rules, but it's okay. They put them on Budweisers, but it's definitely in the amendments and all that stuff that you can't make.
you ain't
Anyway,
you ain't got no like
um,
flag you can wear around while you naked like a bathrobe.
first of all, that should be going on while I'm at work, so I can't even really fully focus on it. So because it's happening so like early in the day,
It's in
so
it's in Qatar, which is why they also, in the serious
correct,
note, they are having these issues. If
correct.
you don't know, they are a Muslim-led country, believe very religious. They don't believe in LGBTQ rights. I mean, well, homosexuality, and they are against it. So it's no, like they had some demonstrators. A lot of players said it was wrong the way they were treating them, and then this country kind of got serious and were like, "Y'all better shut up and act right, because when you come home, it will be problems." And they
There
kind of
will be
haven't.
problems.
I haven't heard anything else about that protest. China's also having a protest during this right now. They are apparently China, for the people in America that complain about our COVID rules. We could go out if we wanted to. It's just they like we recommend you don't. In China, they said you can't leave your house if one person has a case and a house was on fire, and they told them they better not come out or they will get handled. And so everybody had to sit in the apartment building and get burned because unfortunately they have strict rules. So people on that team or people protesting at the Olympics too. I mean at the World Cup are protesting
There's
for
yeah,
Shang for
free
over there in China.
Palestine.
It's true that too, but
No, I'm just saying
yeah,
that's
yeah,
one of the things I saw.
yeah. So they are protesting it too. You see like you see some of that protest. I don't know if it's happened recently, so I don't think China's in it. So, but you saw some people protesting that, like, because they really said if y'all ain't got this vaccine that we randomly made with no help from nobody else, you cannot leave your house. And the building set on fire, and all them people lost their lives. So, fortunately for that, they are protest there. So, Qatar is in an interesting place in the world while Ukraine war is going on. Uh, Palestine, the other issue with the Jewish people over there in another country. So
Yeah,
it's a lot going on there. And Americans,
it's
we worried about inflation, and we just spent 11. We just spent $11 billion on Black Friday. So it's called football.
it is 100% football at this
Prayers up
point.
though for everybody. Serious.
I don't want no smoke. Yeah, man. Honestly, man, it's just everybody just think a certain type of way, and I just think that we need to move on away from the past and just like you're supposed to just be able to go to a soccer game and have a good time. But that's at that point, you think about all these other games and stuff that's going on, people fighting and whatnot and all that. But shit, it is what it is, child. Now let's go ahead and try and help y'all make some doggone money to this week, man. So this is Championship Saturday, y'all. This is Championship Saturday. So we got a lot of games to decide not Ohio State, but the Big Ten. We got SWAC. We got it's SEC. It's Championship Sunday. So you know what? You know what? Let's get into it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start with the NCAA with championship. Make sure I got this on here right. All right, cool. All right, so NCAA. Let's get to it. So we got a couple that's already going on live right now. University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners are beating North Texas
I
Mean
can guarantee
Green.
who winning that game, Joe.
Put your money right now But the game was supposed to be 8.5. That was the pregame odds of that game. 8.5. University of Texas San Antonio. They're supposed to win by 8.5 points, and they have covered that easily. Um, Utah is 24-17. The pregame odds were USC by 2, and USC was supposed to be everybody's talking about USC is back. USC is back. I don't think they're back quite yet. But Utah has always been one of those teams that's always been tough, a high scoring team. So, do you think that USC can go ahead and tie this game up and then potentially win the game?
Utah just scored a field goal. It's 27-17. The coach is talking to Caleb Plant right now. I don't know why I said Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is the boxer. Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy front runner. He tell him you got to play right now, so they talking right now. In this game, USC better win because their chances of going to the championship is almost gone because you also allowing that team from Alabama to get a little bit closer to that game again. And I'm kind of tired of seeing them though, and I like to hear that. Even though shout out to Nick Saban was around my high school today. Shout out to Riley Lyons, state 3A state champions today. First time in history our high school won the state championship. Nick Saban was there to meet the number one player in the state, Perkins from Raleigh, Mississippi, who had 386 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the game-winning pick to win the game in a 55-52 score. Lane Kiffin was there too, and the coach from Georgia who is playing tomorrow, a scout because they playing tomorrow, so he can't be there.
Was there some hate involved in this? If Lane Kiffin is there,
well, Lane Kiffin he's a soft commit to Ole Miss, so he's trying to get him to sign that paper. Nick Saban like, you don't need to sign that paper, so. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna go a little harder because he just seen 387 yards in the state championship game, 4 touchdowns.
Shout out to that. So we'll get into tomorrow's action. We'll start with the MAC. The MAC appears to have let me turn my phone over, man. The MAC, we got Toledo, Ohio Rockets versus Ohio Bobcats. They're saying that Toledo should win by 3. What do you know about either of these teams? Because I sure ain't pay attention. And they're one. I would go with Ohio Bobcats just because I got ties there. But other than that, I take Ohio to cover. Ohio Bobcats.
I take them to cover too. I think Ohio beat them this season, if I'm not incorrect. But
I mean, both teams have shown themselves to be capable of losing. And I'm sure Ohio probably lost their games due to like people that's in like the power conferences. So that's probably what that was.
I'm trying to see if they played this year before I get here. But I think Ohio's gonna get it.
Let's go with the Bobcats. Shout out to my boy Tommy Freeman, man. Coach Freeman at this point, man. Hell of a guy. Next up, let's get into Kansas State Wildcats versus TCU. What is this? The last of the Big 12?
Kansas State win. Upset.
2-point game. Upset. I like TCU to win this thing. I like TCU to win this.
Kansas State got a wagon to them. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Next up, Coastal Carolina Chanticleers versus Troy Trojans. Coastal Carolina has shown themselves to always stick around. So they're saying that they're supposed to lose by 8.5, and they're saying Troy is supposed to win by 8. So essentially 9 points. Who you got there? Both of them have only lost 2 games.
Troy cover.
Carolina.
I think Troy cover.
I think that Troy does too. But Coastal Carolina may keep it close. They're a tough team. They're always in the conversation, not for a national championship, but because they're a really good football team every year. Okay. Let's go out west for a hot second. Again, Fresno State Bulldogs versus Boise State Broncos. I think history tells us that Boise State should win, which they're saying that they should win by a field goal. You think they cover? Who you got?
It's gonna be probably my surprise of the week. Fresno State. I think the boys didn't come out ready. I have no reason for this belief, by the way, but it's close enough. I think it's a good enough game. I think Fresno just wins, which means they win outright.
Jackson, Mississippi, about to be lit all weekend. We got Jackson State Tigers versus Southern University. You know, it's some bad blood between them. Oh, Dion just come up in here and showing up. No, hold on. They're saying that Jackson State is supposed to win by 19 and a half. I'm taking Dion to blow they ass out.
100%. As we've seen before, last time they played each other, we know what the score was. It
Yes,
was
sir.
a domination. Game day was there to watch it live.
Yes.
So we're gonna do it again. JSU, shout out to them. We couldn't play in Jackson, so we played at my alma mater today. So my alma mater won at my alma mater, 3A state championship. I'm gonna brag on the rally line
Hey,
always.
clap that up. Shout out to the Raleigh Lions. Shout out to them, man.
So shout out to Jackson State for winning, so we didn't have to play in Jackson. Even though I would have more likely been there, but
It is what it is. So Coach Dion, he's cruising to that one. We got the University of Central Florida Knights versus Tulane. 1888 Tulane. Green Wave. They're saying that we're going to win. We're going to win by 4. I'm going with Tulane on the strength. Shout out to the Noya. Period.
let's go. Let's go with the dirty. Let's keep the dirty going. Tulane.
Keep the dirty. Let's keep the dirty going. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, two dirties now.
We about to go back. Now we about to get into that red dirt for real, for real. This is a big game, I think. I think it's gonna suck offensively. LSU Tigers versus Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia, they're saying Georgia Bulldogs are going to win by 17 and a half. I say that Georgia wins, but it's closer than 17 and a half. I refuse. Are they in Atlanta for this?
Yes.
Let me see. Let me see if I can click on game info.
They are in.
Uh,
I know they're in Georgia.
they are. So
Should
it
be in
will be
Georgia.
in Georgia. They typically play in the they typically play in
Atlanta
Atlanta in a
Falcons. Yeah,
Mercedes.
Atlanta Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take Georgia to win, but I think the LSU might keep it closer than we think because you know that Georgia sometimes has trouble moving the ball for whatever reason, or at least scoring at least. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave
But
it
they
at that.
defense scored. The defense will score 21 because they gonna
Now
be
Georgia, now
pounding them.
Georgia's defense could. So I'm going with Georgia to win, but I think that you should for the money. LSU, you should definitely take LSU for the money to cover.
USC just scored 27-24.
Okay, USC got some work to do, so it's still time to
10,
bet on it, y'all. Still time to bet on it.
10 minutes left. Y'all can pick the last quarter. Y'all can see what will USC do in the last quarter. Those odds are. I know last quarter FanDuel does something with the last quarter that you can speculate if Caleb Williams will have another touchdown or something like that.
Okay. Now this one is near and dear to my heart. Fuck Michigan. They just beat my Ohio State Buckeyes last week. So we're not playing in this game as we should. It should be a rematch if you ask me, but that's all right. Against Purdue Boilermakers, and we have somebody I wouldn't say I'm close to, but I'm close to somebody that's very close to him, Mr. Maccabee. He's one of the running backs who's actually been doing some damn good work for the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm rooting for Purdue 100%. They're trying to say 16 and a half. I'm taking Purdue for the money. I'm not gonna pick them to win, but I'm gonna take them for the money for sure. Because I don't believe in that Michigan quarterback like that. He ain't that tight. He ain't that tight. He ain't that tight. So I'm taking
Yeah.
Purdue to cover, and I'm rooting for them to win.
Purdue will cover. Michigan will win. Purdue is a team that fits against Michigan way better than Ohio State. Purdue will not have to pack the box to stop the running game as much. The quarterback can't throw to a wide open receiver because one man can't hang one on one. Getting the same receiver over and over is not killing the same team. It will be a hard hitting affair. Michigan just a little too much talented, but
Yep,
it's going to be a physical game, and I don't think it's going to be that high of a scoring game that they'll be up 16.
I
Unless Purdue
agree.
turn the ball over, which will be their quarterback is capable, but they usually run the ball. So if Michigan
If
get up
they can
early,
keep
it can
if
get
they can
bad.
keep control of the game with the run game, I think that they're gonna be just fine. If they can keep control with the run game, they'll be just fine. So expect to see a whole bunch of the mock train come tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then final game of the night, we got Clemson Tigers versus UNC.
Battle of the Carolina, South Carolina versus North Carolina.
Man, that's a civil war in itself right there. They're saying Clemson got this by a little more than a touchdown.
South Carolina beat both of these teams at the end. Spencer Rattler decided he's gonna rack up 20 touchdowns in 3 games.
Spencer Riley is the most random ass quarterback I've ever seen in my life. And it
But
all
like,
started
hey,
when he was in it all started when he was in high school.
hey, that man literally went to Tennessee, the number 2 ranked team in the country, and drove off 6 touchdowns, and then played Clemson the very next week, at that time number 3 team in the country, and rolled off. Well, not number 3, number 4 or 5, and rolled off 5 touchdowns. And I'm like, what? When did you become him?
Yeah, that dude
What was
is.
the whole season? Y'all could have won some if y'all played like this the whole season.
Y'all know them light skinned folk, man, or them mixed kids. They be unpredictable. With that being said, I gotta say that I'm gonna take North Carolina to cover. I think Clemson might be too talented for North Carolina, but shout out to North Carolina for being in that conversation in ACC in the last 5 years at least, man. They've been very competitive, and I think they should be proud of that. It's interesting that we're not seeing Virginia or Virginia Tech in this game at all. Neither one of those teams in this ACC championship game.
Or
I think they're
Miami or
very
Florida State. No Florida school. Besides,
no
of course,
Florida
the
school.
little Florida schools, of course, but that whole conference is Florida.
Well, you think about it, my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy Gary. He's a big Miami fan, and I've sat there and watched him on Twitter week after week, game after game, and all his whole Twitter is essentially about recruits and who they might get, and he's looking at the transfer portal like a mug. Like, it's so funny. But man, Miami
Transfer
just hasn't
portal.
been able to get it together. They even had a 24, 25-year-old playing at quarterback as of last year, and they still couldn't get it done. Like, this dude's supposed to be old enough to play in the NFL, and you can't beat people in the ACC with Miami talent. I don't know what's going on with that program, honestly. I don't know what's going on with the Miami program.
It kind of when they stopped having that swag and started being more. They kind of lost the swagger when they started being more serious. And
I can 100% agree with that.
and then you
So
lose the South Florida boys after that, and when you lose the South Florida boys, they start going to Alabama and Clemson and USC and Texas and Ole Miss. I'm like, dog.
yeah, they ain't straying above like Georgia and all. And a matter of fact, they ain't straying past Tennessee. But they will stray away. Them Florida boys will go somewhere else.
Back in the early 2000s, ain't nobody from South Florida was leaving Miami.
No, you go to Miami. That's your job. Go to Miami.
Utah
You
just
grow up.
ran the ball in for a touchdown. Just to update everybody on that.
Who was that?
Utah just got a touchdown. They was at the 40-yard line,
Okay.
a big run. No, it was a run. It was a play action pass to the tight end. He broke a tackle and went up the sideline for the touchdown. He actually ran this safety over in the worst tackle I've ever seen. And now it is 33-24, and they kick an extra point. So that's a live update for anyone betting on that game.
There you go. That's the update on that. So, all right. Our final group, we're on week 13 of the NFL. So we'll finish this off with our predictions on that. We'll get y'all out of here. It's Baller Friday. Make some money. It's Baller Friday. So let's see here. We got. So we got some NFL odds. Let's get into it. So first off, we got Pittsburgh versus Atlanta Falcons. Both teams are under 500, well below 500, and they're saying that is a 1-point game for the Steelers. Atlanta Falcons, I believe they got Cordero Patterson back, but they lost the tight end Pittman. He's on injury reserve. And Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know what they're doing on offense. I really don't. So it's a coin toss. I guess is maybe go for a favorite team. I'm going to the South with it. I'm gonna rock with Atlanta Falcons.
I'm gonna trust Deion Johnson. Kenny Pickett gonna hit him across the middle on a great post route.
Kenny Pickens.
He gonna hit him on that. He ain't playing elite defense, so he usually play a lot better when he don't play defense. They actually know what they're doing. Is Kadar Patterson
Yeah.
healthy, and where they playing in Atlanta?
It is Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Yeah, so Kadar Patterson, I give it to Pittsburgh. Just let him win.
But that's fair. It's a toss up. Cleveland Browns. Hold on. Game of the week. Game of the week. For so many reasons that have nothing to do with football, other than the fact that a football player will be returning. We have Deshaun Watson coming back against his Houston Texans. First game back. And also, he will have some special guest attendance.
Keep it in your pants, Deshaun.
He's going to have at least 10 of his accusers show up to the game in Houston. This is Cleveland Browns at Houston Texans. And he's going to have 10 of his accusers up there, and they're making a stand. And that's after they already got the bag. They just.
I'm happy they can afford to go like front row at football games. Man, that's a good thing. Life is good.
Are they going front row or are they doing the suites? We're going to find out. It's
at least they can afford that too. Like just, if they was in the middle seats, I'm like, this would be terrible. But
like Cleveland's in no position to be like getting ready to go to the playoffs or anything. But unless Deshaun Watson just takes them on this crazy run. But end of the day, he's got some special guests coming. Maybe that'll motivate him. But they're saying Cleveland Browns should win by 7. Houston Texans, they are known to keep things close. I think that Houston may cover, but Cleveland, I feel like, is going to take the W.
Browns on the road. They whooped the Patriots last week. Deshaun Watson back. He gonna be motivated to play well. The running game is way too tough.
How rusty can you be?
You know what?
Even though you practice against professional players every day.
You're playing the Texans. Give Nick Chubb the ball and you'll win regardless.
That's where I'm at. I say if they keep a steady run game and then give him some couple of easy passes off of play action, Deshaun will be just fine. So yeah, I take Cleveland and take that W. Let's ride.
Well, let's go 18 points this week and actually win the game.
Hold on. Let's ride. Come on, Denver. Let's ride. I don't know what the hell going on.
You gotta worship too, Joe. Joe, if you don't do it right, you gotta worship in the middle of the field. Shout out to you.
The defense is roasting the hell out of their quarterback. I've never heard. Quarterbacks don't get yelled out often unless it's by like the head coach, right? The defensive people was like, "Look, we holding these people to 14 points, man. Can you do anything?"
Fun fact: if they would score 18 points, they would be literally only lost one game this season.
18 points is all they needed to be essentially undefeated and in a Super Bowl conversation. All you need is 18
I think Kansas City
bro.
scored more than that, but everybody else, if you score 18, you would have won the game.
That's crazy. So Denver Broncos defense. I mean, the defense won them at least 3 games because it's for damn sure wasn't the offense.
Jacksonville and London was one of.
So they're saying Baltimore Ravens are set to beat them by 9.5 points. So are they saying that the score is going to be
18-3,
20 to 10?
They might not score that much. It's going to be 17-3, and they go.
And the Ravens better be careful because they're getting close to having a 500 record. So they definitely want to make it. They definitely want to come out of this week with an 8-4 record.
But, Patriots just lost. That's a good. You getting close to securing it because the Patriots lost that.
That's fair. So I think I'm gonna go with. Man, I think that the Denver Broncos defense might show up again to keep it close. And then,
well, it don't matter if you don't score.
I mean, just keep it close. Keep it under 9 points. Like the difference, the point difference.
Just lose 9-3.
10-3, 9-3. Like if you get money. If you bet on Denver, you get money because you kept it close. Like you kept it below 10 points. So I don't know if I believe in Baltimore. And the Baltimore's just don't have this great offense. It's just that Lamar Jackson can turn it on, and sometimes they've been known to turn it off. So when they
But
shouldn't.
he ain't got no receivers. It just you run the ball and run. You're like, okay.
And I think Denver knows that, but you just gotta if you can somehow account for Deshaun Jackson, just like not Deshaun Jackson, I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson. 4 teams have at least been able to do it, so maybe Broncos can somehow figure that something out. But um, you telling everybody to ride, Russ, and maybe you need to get on the horse too.
He
Um,
forgot to he
Tennessee
forgot to
Titans
ride. He
versus
just told the
Philadelphia
defense to
Eagles.
ride. He like, y'all ride.
Y'all right. Offense, we gonna let's
We
chill.
parked right now. We parked in the parking lot.
Exactly. Tennessee Titans versus Philadelphia Eagles. They are saying that Philadelphia Eagles are good for winning by at least 5. They believe that they can win by a touchdown, or essentially. Uh,
Give me Tennessee.
both teams are going to keep the ball.
Give me Tennessee this
So
week.
I understand the spread. Can Tennessee lose by 3, or can they take the game? That's really going to be the question.
I know. Give me Tennessee.
You taking Tennessee to beat Philly?
That's harder for me. You know, I'm an Eagles fan, but I don't think Philly beat them
I
by
know.
5. I think it's time for.
I'm
I
gonna
just feel like it's time for a loss just to calm it down. Cause we've been
just to calm
we've
things
been
down.
close in the last 2 weeks to. I mean, well, not last week, but the 2 weeks before that, we were close at the time. Like it's time to
What's
reestablish.
Philadelphia? What's Philadelphia's rushing defense like?
It's good. They whole defense is good. That's why.
Because that's what it's going to come down to. Is if ain't nobody worried about no Tannehill, ain't nobody worried about that rookie at this point. I just think that it's going to come down to Derrick Henry, and if Derrick Henry can somehow, they get that open and drive touchdown, and they keep the ball for 8-9 minutes because they're running the ball. If they can do that and keep it out of Ertz, or what's that boy name is
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, they keep it out of his hands. You got a chance to keep it close. And if Tennessee can keep that momentum, maybe they can potentially, at least make it a 3-point game that they lose by, or come down to a last second field goal, something like that. So I would take Tennessee on the points for this, the point spread for sure. But Philly, I'm leaning towards them to win. Um, Washington Commanders versus New York Giants. New York Giants are like a dangerous team, and so is Washington. Kind of like they can beat you. They're saying it's essentially coming down to a 3-point game. What you think?
The worst game of the week. Whichever quarterback throw the least amount of picks wins the game.
Pretty much. Who gonna keep the ball? I trust Danny Dimes, I guess, more as a more skillful quarterback, and then also he has Saquon. Washington Commanders, though, they got a really good wide receiving core, man, and anything can happen.
You don't believe in
Um,
Heineke?
I do believe in Heineke. I do. It's just I grew up with Danny Dimes,
I grew up with him
and I
throwing
really
picks,
believe that he
and
can
I,
play.
I remember he can't. His hands small. He can't keep up the ball.
I just believe he can make every throw in the game, but Heineke is a baller. So I can understand, but they're saying that they're gonna have to win by a field goal. And this game will be close. Um, that's a tough one. What are they saying over here? I'm not seeing all the pick distribution on this one, but I guess I'll go out on a limb, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with Danny Dimes on the strength of the Washington Commanders. That tribute to one of the greatest safeties that I've watched, or at least hardest hitting safeties ever. That tribute was
Throw the
awful.
U
That
up,
statue was
Joe.
trash.
Give a better tribute. Throw
Huh?
the U up. Give him a better. There we go. I'm talking about.
Hey,
That's a
come
better.
on, man. Sean
That's a
Taylor,
better tribute than they gave him.
y'all put that boy on some wires, hangers, and put his jersey on top of it. I can't respect it. New York Jets
Why?
versus
Why
Minnesota
is everything
Vikings.
Washington does a mess? Like they
Everything they
had
do,
poop
they
coming
can't
out
do
the
nothing
pots
right.
and falling on people, bro.
Like, I feel like if they did a turkey giveaway, it would just be a whole bunch of Popeyes pre-made
And they
turkeys
all
that they
raw
would
in the
just give
middle.
away. Yeah, if they ain't cooked, like it's just something going to be wrong with it. And like Washington is a mess. New York Jets. New York seems to be kind of trying to find a stride, and Minnesota Vikings. You know what they are. They're trying to say that Minnesota Vikings are good to win by 3. I think the Minnesota Vikings might handle New York Jets, although they do have the New York Jets do have a pretty good defense. But I think Minnesota Vikings, and it's at home for the Vikings. I think they can beat them by more than 3.
Mike White should have, maybe he should have been the second overall pick. I'm going with Mike White. Jets energy is there. Zach Wilson is gone. Ding dong. The
New York
devil is
Jets
dead.
are sniffing playoffs right now, man. Believe it
And
or
they
not.
need this win more than the Vikings do because everybody, the Vikings division is trash. So they just can coast.
Oh yeah, Green Bay quit. Aaron Rodgers quit. Detroit, they don't care, and we'll get to them next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna just go with. I think Minnesota might
The
go ahead and pull
Jets is
this out, but
desperate though. The Pats just lost. This their chance to get in the playoff. To be
that's a fair argument. It's
now,
fair.
if
It's
Zach Wilson
fair.
were playing 100% because he'll throw the Vikings the ball 4 times, maybe they'll kick some
That
of them.
spread of that spread is gonna change if Zach Wilson starts. Jacksonville
But you know
versus
it's not his
Detroit, one
fault,
point
Joe.
game.
It's not his fault.
It's not. It's his hot mom's fault. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Detroit Lions, man. They're both 4-7. It comes down to,
Dan
I
Campbell,
guess,
baby. Dan Campbell.
the most potent quarterback or offense in this game is going to be Detroit. So I'm going with Detroit to cover and win.
Dan Campbell, baby. We got to go with Dan Campbell. He a way better coach than what Jacksonville. Even though Jacksonville been close in a lot of games. Both of these teams kind of underrated how close they play. Like, I would
Yeah,
never take a spread against neither one of these teams because they both fight, but they always going to lose. I don't know what it is. Like, you played amazing, but you lost.
um, let's see. Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears. Does Aaron Rodgers wake up to own Chicago again, or what do you think?
100%. Aaron Rodgers, they win the game. He owns that one team. He going to make sure he wins against that one team.
I think he wakes up for Chicago Bears. I agree. Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams. They're saying that Seattle got it by a touchdown. I'm gonna go with it. I'm not ever gonna bet against Geno Smith, man. I'm not betting against
Matthew
him. That's a
Stafford
business.
not playing. Aaron Donald not playing. Of course. I'm just, hey, but no, they ain't playing. You ain't picking it. I don't care. Matthew Stafford just throw the Cooper Cup. Ain't Cooper Cup hurt too?
He is on injury reserve,
So
sir.
Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald. Yeah, it's not. That's not looking good for me.
Yeah, I got to take Geno Smith, who's not going to turn the ball over, and he's just going to play his part and try and get another bag. That's all he's going to do. Miami Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers. They're saying the San Francisco 49ers got it by more than a field goal. This is a tough one for me. San Francisco's going to run the ball. Miami Dolphins, I like them too. Who's got the more potent offense? We gonna say Shanahan or what are we doing?
Tua is in the MVP discussion right now. Shout out to them Alabama quarterbacks. Two of them in the MVP discussion. but y'all don't know.
The black ones.
Y'all don't know. Joe always said he don't trust Alabama quarterbacks, and now they on the rise. So they came out the same reason.
The black ones. The black ones are.
What about Mac Jones? He out here too.
I got Miami to win this game. Making a record 9-3, San Francisco, but making them 7-5. And I believe that Miami winning that game means you should take them on a point spread because they are slated to lose. So go with them. Justin Herbert versus Derek Carr, two of the same people. If you ask me, 6-5, 4-7. It's a 1-point game. It's a pick 'em. Who you got?
Chargers.
Same. I'm taking them Chargers. I don't trust. Well,
J.C. Jackson versus
Jacob
Devontae Adams. Is J.C. Jackson not injured? If J.C. Jackson not injured, I'm picking him. J.C. Jackson can at least cover Devontae. And without Devontae, we know what that boy Derek Carr is.
Well, we know what Jacobs is as well. And I think that would be the reason that they win is the run game for the Raiders because he showed out last week.
Alabama running back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me go with Derek Carr on this one. I'm gonna take Derek Carr. I'm gonna take Vegas. I'm gonna take Vegas on this one.
Ooh, the best game of the week, right?
Next up, Kansas City Chiefs versus Cincinnati Bengals. Two potent offenses. One has an awful offensive line, though. We need to admit that. But it's a 2-point game. They're saying Kansas City, they need to win by a field goal or more. Is this a shootout, Zelmay?
I think so, but I got Kansas City without Jamar Chase. It's kind of keeping up with Pat Mahomes right now. It's gonna be kind of hard to me.
I'm gonna take Kansas City. I know they can win by more than a field goal, so I'm gonna go ahead
Jamar
and take
Chase was
Kansas
there, I
City
would
too.
change my mind, but
Because anything can happen with him in the game. Oh my God, they just gave the Colts another goddamn primetime fucking game, man. Ugh. Indianapolis Colts, Dallas Cowboys, saying Dallas got this by 10.5.
Dallas run game too strong. The passing game is the number one offensive game since Dak came back. Not under Cooper Rush. If you add Cooper Rush, they are not number one. If you add Dak games and the percentage, he is number one. Utah just scored again. It's 40-24. They are kicking the extra point. If you bet on Caleb Williams, you probably lost. So there are 5 minutes left, so maybe a miracle happened. But yes, Dak Prescott, Cowboys, running game too strong. No, JT ain't really been JT. Y'all got some
I
quarterback
think
that
he's
we.
been JT. They're just not giving him the ball.
Well, you can't be JT because you got some dude named Ellinger as quarterback. Yo, if a dude named
I think
Ellinger is
man,
your quarterback, you just might well just quit and be like, yo, no.
I think any Colts game that we go to nowadays is just like the hangout. Like it's just like to chill and go kick it with the homies. And then but there just so happen to be a game going on. It's like going to the bar and people are riding on the rodeo, like riding the mechanical bull. Like you might look over at it, but you just really there to kick it at this point. This season is a wash for the Indianapolis Colts. They really needed to win last week. And the week before, and the week before that. But it is what it is. And then Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 bam, 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 bam. We got we at the crib with it, man. New Orleans Saints with whoever the hell the quarterback gonna be versus Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3.5. They're saying that Tampa Bay should at least win by a little bit more than a field goal. Uh, Tampa Bay, I don't know. That division is a mess. That whole division is a
The
mess.
game you can't trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't trust this game whatsoever. Like, because New Orleans defense seems to have Tom Brady's number, but like, what offense is New Orleans running with? I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get it.
Don't
So,
Andy Dalton game.
uh, yeah, the over under on this is 40 and a half points. So, I mean, this is not going to be a high scoring affair at all. Uh, do I go with the GOAT? Because if he loses this game, I think he's done. I think he's gonna be like, man, fuck it.
I'm going back to New England, and they're cutting two quarterbacks that's pretty decent just to get me back on here, and then they don't have a quarterback, and then we're not really gonna win because we're really not that good, and we ain't beating Buffalo anyway, even with Tom Brady. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like
And the AFC is way better than the NFC. I'm sorry to all the NFC fans. I think the Eagles got a chance to actually win the Super Bowl, as I said earlier this season, but that's because I'm a fan. But AFC overall has a lot of quarterbacks that's way better. Like you beating Tua, and would you rather be in the division with the Saints, Falcons, and whoever else in this division, which we don't care about, or would you rather be in the division with Josh Allen and Tua with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Like, no, I'll stay here and
let me
win
let
six
me just
games
hang
and
out
win.
over here and not fight against Josh Allen and Tua right now because Miami seems to be on the rise. Josh Allen in the game, they seem to be. I know they just won, but at the same time, they kind of feel like they kind of taking a step back, if that makes sense.
Hey, you take a step back and still have way more wins than Tampa. I will take it.
So Zelmay, that's what we got for y'all. We trying to make y'all some money. It's Baller Friday. Matter of fact, I need to let y'all know it's Baller Friday. I need to let the people know it's Baller Friday. I can't see it. It's not on here, is it? Oh, Baller Friday. It's going down, man. I'm telling you, shit is tricky. Like trying to be producing your show and then also like doing it at the same time. But it's cool. So you know the deal. You know what we do? Will Monte give up on us once he gets on? Did I click that?
Now I'm clicking it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Oh, okay.
That is a great question. Why can't we be friends? You know how you can be friends with us? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and you will see us every Friday and some Mondays. You'll see us this Monday, but some Mondays you'll see us on here, and you'll see us in random videos that we just do randomly on this channel. So hit that like button and then that will answer our question of the day. Why
100%.
can't we be friends? You didn't hit that like button.
You the ops. You the ops if you watch us, but you ain't like and subscribe. You the ops. You really the opposite side. So go over there. And watch their show. But that being said, man, you know the
We
deal
got chicken over
tomorrow.
here, Joe. We got chicken over here. We got good food over here. We got soul food over here.
I have an air fryer now, so that's kind of
You know
cool.
what I'm saying? The food better. We got good dressing still from Thanksgiving, so if it's not cooked.
Love you too. We got what else we got? We got tomorrow. So tonight we got some. We're gonna have some. We got some Ragnarok action potentially. I think I might watch Chainsaw Man and Bleach in Abbott Elementary tonight. I may not play Ragnarok tonight, but there's gonna be some more Uniqo Williams gaming going on. Also tomorrow we got Make It Make Sense, man. We gonna really dive into the whole Kanye and dropping the mic with the Chris Paul thing. We got Deshaun Watson. We're gonna really delve deep into that. There's some other topics, but make sure that y'all tune in to Make It Make Sense tomorrow at 7:35 Central Time, 8:35 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Blur Cartel. We got the homies over there doing their thing. Overall 99. You know what it is. You seen this on Baller Friday today. We have wrestling and whatnot. It's going down. Um, hey, hey, Miss Amber, how you doing? When I said I love you, I was talking to you. And with that
I
being
thought you was
said,
talking to me. I'm mad.
Zelman, also love you as
Oh,
well. I
appreciate you.
think
Thank you.
I appreciate you and everything you've done. You hooked this up, man. We wouldn't be able to do this without Zelmay hooking up all this stuff and changing. We've come a long way from where we used to be, honestly, and we ain't nowhere else to go from here. But this is just
Amber,
a
I don't
sports.
like being second.
That's your pleasure, bro. You gonna have to live there. Because I don't either. And I tell you what else? We got anything on Sunday? They're gonna
Yes,
do. We
the
got the sports show on
GGC
Sunday. Oh,
GGC present.
Ground Game GGC Mafia is popping off this Sunday with Hollywood and
And me.
Zelmay going off. I'm trying to figure out myself how to be an alpha male. I'm not sure. I watched that show to help me further me being an alpha male in
All we doing
today's
is telling you
society.
what's good music in 2012 on a tier list, and you will learn if you listen to
Oh,
Adele 21. Shout out to you, Joe. Listen to Adele 21,
you don't have to tell me to do that. Been there, done that.
and we listen to Michael Bublé Christmas.
That's awesome too. And now,
Take care.
oh my,
2012 was a
I
good
will
year.
say, I will say, I will say this about, I will say this about, what was you talking about, man? The first thing you said, the first album. Oh,
21 Adele.
21. I would prefer her do the Whitney Houston tribute over J Lo. I'm just saying. I think Adele could hit that. She could hit the range. I was sitting in the Walmart thing yesterday waiting for my air fryer. And that's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes. We got Clemson versus UNC tomorrow, man. It's just a civil war going on. Um, I just think that Adele got the vocals more than J Lo because I was listening to "I Will Always Love You" and yesterday. I don't think J Lo can hit that. I'm sorry, Adele
If we
can
could
though.
get Mariah Carey back in time to the early 2000s, we might can get somebody that can get that low. I don't know what happened to her voice. I don't know what happened to it. It's nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Man, this woman makes like $2 million a day.
That might what happened to her. She just like, I don't have to ever do this again.
I don't man, this she's getting a bag right now. As soon as Black Friday hit, her bag was Target playing it everywhere. The mall playing it everywhere. Doggone Kohl's playing it everywhere. Marshall's playing it. Come on, man. Mariah Carey she's in her bag season. She ain't singing for nobody unless she's sitting there singing for at the Rockefeller something. Ain't no telling, man. I'm just saying. Doggone. Damn, Mariah getting a bag. She ought to be giving some of that money to other people. Anyway, Zelmay, any thoughts? Where
Nick
can they
Cannon
find
got
you at before we
45
get
kids. She got to help him take.
up? You
You
see
can,
that skit with Nick Cannon where he was like
at Christmas.
talking to the kid? And he was like, a dolphin? What you gonna do with it? Oh, that's right. Your mama do own an island. We know who he was talking about with that one. If your kids say that they want a dolphin, you better get them a dolphin because that's Mariah's baby, and best believe that dolphin got somewhere to go.
You think the other 9 kids gonna be jealous of the 2 kids of Mariah?
Man, they might be a little so they got so Mariah. I mean, the other kids, they have semi-successful, moms too. They
It
just ain't
ain't
Mariah.
Mariah. You know what I'm saying?
They just say they
Like the
Mariah got a
dad gotta
different
be
bag.
even, right? Or do you do a little less for the Mariah kid just to try to kind of make up for the even
I
that
just kind of
that
feel
be a resentment though between them and you like, do I do that? Like how do
I just kind of feel like one of the older kids for Nick Cannon got all damn near babies at this point. They all
you know what I'm
babies.
saying?
But like once they get older, like they get on Twitter and be like, they already seeing this. He's probably having a kid at the time again, another kid. And one of his older kids is like, damn, I got Mariah Carey, got my half brother and got my half siblings. Can we go hang out with him? Man, Nick Cannon gonna have to break the news to him. Mariah said y'all can't come over. Mariah said y'all can't come over, and then Mariah also said when her kids come over here, I can only be with them. So
Yo, you got like you take your other kids, like we all gonna go to the courtside seats of the basketball game and then Mariah kids be like, hey, y'all gotta go ask your mom. Like, we gotta make this even, you know what I'm saying? She'll take y'all to the game courtside and I'll take them to
they'll
the
be
game.
on the other side.
Waving at each other like, hey, y'all look like me.
Nick Cannon would be the one to go to a Cleveland Cavaliers game and take up the whole front row or the courtside seats for him and his kids, and he literally could do it.
Do you invite like the 5 baby mamas? 4 baby
No,
mamas?
the baby mamas don't get to come. There might be a baby mama section though for them. It might be a baby mama section where they could all just kind of like, but Mariah said that Nick Cannon can't be seen in public with the other baby mamas either. What a bag fumbler. My God.
What does this have to do with sports? We're talking about Nick Cannon's basketball team that he's making.
We're talking about Nick Cannon buying up all the courtside seats for him.
Yeah,
and
the basketball team, the girls and boys basketball team at the high school will all be played by Nick Cannon.
Didn't know that. I don't know how he got time to coach anybody other than his own kids, but
that's it. I'm all in. So this is time. This is how he spend time with all of them. Mate, we fixed the problem. He just gonna coach them all in basketball.
This man's gonna be just make an excuse to see your kids and be like, man, all right, all y'all on this dodgeball team. Hey, but where can they find you at, man? Let's wrap this thing up. Baller Friday.
They can follow me Linktree/Zelmay or anywhere where Zelmay or 99_Zelmay is.
And I'm Uniqo Williams. You can find all the links to me on uniqowilliams.com. You know the deal. We on Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, my mom on Spotify. What else we got going on? I'm just everywhere, man. Keep a sneak peek. Might be hosting real soon. So keep your eyes open. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Friday Night Lights with Uniqo Williams. And we cool with that because I said Uniqo Williams with Friday Night Lights, so we ain't got to get hit with the copyright. And it's Baller Friday. I holla.
Who are these niggas?